Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we will learn about chemical properties of acids and alkali. First, we will learn about chemical properties of acid. Next, chemical properties of alkali. And lastly, the result. So, what is chemical properties of acid? The properties of acid is divided into physical and chemical properties. The properties of acid, such as having a sour taste, changing moist blue litmus paper to red, and having pH values less than 7 are the physical properties of acid. The chemical properties of acid, on the other hand, refer to reactions between acid and other substance. In this activity, we will find the reaction between acid and base, the reaction between acid and reactive metal, and the reaction between acid and metal carbonate. First, pour 20 cm³ of 1.0 moles per cubic decimeter of sulfuric acid into a beaker. Heat the acid by using a small flame. Next, add copper 2 oxide powder gradually into the acid by using a spatula. Stir the mixture with a glass rod. After that, filter out the excess copper 2 oxide from the mixture. Then, pour the filtrate into an evaporating dish and heat the filtrate until 1/3 of its initial volume remains. Finally, allow the saturated solution produced to cool until salt crystals are formed. For the reaction between acid and reactive metal, first, pour 20 cm³ of 1.0 moles per cubic decimeter of hydrochloric acid and zinc powder. Stir the mixture with the glass rod. Next, filter out the excess zinc powder from the mixture. Then, pour the filtrate into an evaporating dish and heat the filtrate until 1/3 of its initial volume remains. Next, allow the saturated solution produced to cool until salt crystals are formed. Finally, carry out the chemical test on the gas release. For the reaction between acid and metal carbonate, first, pour 5 cm³ of 2.0 moles per cubic decimeter of nitric acid and marble chips in the test tube, and lime water in other test tube. From the activity, we can summarize that acids react with base to produce salt and water. Next, acid react with reactive metals to produce salt and hydrogen gas. And lastly, acids react with metal carbonates to produce salt, water, and carbon dioxide gas. In the next activity, we will find the chemical properties of alkali. First, pour 20 cm³ of 1.0 moles per cubic decimeter of sodium hydroxide solution and benzoic acid powder in the beaker. Next, filter out the excess acid powder from the mixture. Then, pour the filtrate into an evaporating dish and heat the filtrate until 1/3 of its initial volume remains. Lastly, allow the saturated solution produced to cool until such crystals are formed. To see the result, heat the mixture of alkali and ammonium salt to produce ammonia gas. An addition of alkali to metal ions to produce insoluble metal hydroxide precipitate. From the activity, we can summarize that alkalis react with acid to produce salt and water. Next, when a mixture of alkali and ammonium salt is heated, ammonia gas is released. Lastly, addition of an alkali to most metal ions will produce an insoluble metal hydroxide precipitate. This is the example of chemical properties of acids. First, nitric acid plus copper to oxide produce copper to nitrate plus water. Second, sulfuric acid plus zinc produce zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. And lastly, hydrochloric acid plus calcium carbonate produce calcium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide gas. Next, the example of chemical properties of alkalis. First, potassium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid produce potassium sulfate plus water. Second, potassium hydroxide plus ammonium chloride produce potassium chloride plus water plus ammonium gas. And lastly, sodium hydroxide plus magnesium ion produce magnesium hydroxide plus sodium ion.
Diagram 5.1 shows two sets of lactic acid CH3CH-OH-COOH in two different solvents. Set A is a standard solution of 2.0 mol decimeter cube of lactic acid. What is the meaning of standard solution? It is a solution with known concentration. State 1 chemical property after acid solution. The answer is acid react with bases to produce salt and water. What is the type of particle of solvent used in set B? It is molecule.
Calculate the mass of lactic acid used to prepare the solution in set A. Relative atomic mass H equal to 1, C equal to 12, and O equal to 16. 500 ml equal to 0.5 liter. Number of moles lactic acid equal to MV. So, 2.0 times 0.5 equal to 1.0. Then, mass of lactic acid is number of moles times molar mass. So, 1.0 times 90 equal to 90 gram.
Diagram 5.2 shows the observation for the reactions between acid prepared in diagram 5.1 with zinc. Explain the difference in the observation for set A and set B. Acid solution in set A completely react with zinc and release a bubbles, which acid solution in set B does not release any bubbles and not react with zinc. In set A, hydrogen gas is produced, while in set B, no gases is produced. Describe briefly the chemical test for the gas release. Place a light wooden splinter near the mouth of the test tube. If it produces pop sound, then hydrogen gas is present.
Diagram 9 shows the pH values of acid A and acid B that is measured using pH meter. Concentration of both acid A and acid B are 1.0 mol dm³. By using one name example for each acid, explain why the pH values of the acids are different. The answer is acid A is a strong acid. It ionizes completely in water to produce high concentration of hydrogen ion, while acid B is a weak acid. It ionizes partially in water to produce low concentration of hydrogen ion. So, the higher the concentration of hydrogen ion, the lower the pH value. Humaira was stung by a stinging insect at her home, causing her hands to hurt. She asked her elder sister Zahra for an early treatment. Zahra told Humaira that the sting was probably acidic or alkaline. Diagram 10 shows the possibility of stinging insects that have stung Humaira's hand, suggests a substance that can be found easily at her home for an early treatment of one of the insects to reduce the pain without having a severe injury. Give reasons for your suggestions. Bees have an acidic toxins in their stings, so an alkaline solution should be applied to neutralize it. Baking soda mixed with cold water is one of the most effective way of making an alkaline solution. Mix and apply it on the affected area. On the other hand, wasp toxin is alkaline, so an acid should be applied to neutralize it. To neutralize the toxins, apply a little vinegar on the affected area.